going on out there, YouTube family? This is Samuel Leggett representing Team JVS. I'm here again for another review. This time, Vince Gilligan is back. And not just for Better Call Saul or Breaking Bad, but El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie. This is being sponsored and distributed by Netflix. I had the privilege of being able to see it yesterday, and I'm going to say, this was amazing. Like, it was amazing on so many different levels because it was very much so a non-Walt-esque movie. It very much so encompassed everything about Jesse Pinkman that we love. The thing about Breaking Bad is that Jesse Pinkman ended up becoming the heart and soul behind the story. Because initially we were kind of like, yo, this guy, like, he may or may not be, like, willing to help Walt. I don't know whether or not he is capable of doing this. Oh, man, he's got an addiction issue. Oh, man, he's got all these melodrama problems. But at the heart and soul of it, Jesse was the heart of Breaking Bad. And Walt was the mind and distribution and the power. Jesse encompassed everything about the heart side of it and what that does and what the ramifications of it. Because the very last thing that we saw of Jesse is he had been locked up for months cooking meth for these crazy men and, like, basically tortured. And he ended up getting away in this El Camino. Now, the funny thing about the El Camino in this movie is they do use it as its own kind of device. Like, because the El Camino itself is hot. It comes from Todd and his crew, Kenny, and on top of that, Jesse knew that he had to get out of there by any means necessary. And Aaron Paul nailed this performance. Like, it's almost like it, like we weren't like, when was the last episode? When did it come out last? Let me go back. I want to make sure that I fact check this because I don't want to just spew something out of my mouth and be completely wrong. 2013, bro. That's the last time the last episode aired, and it feels like this literally happened right after that. And it's uncanny. Like, it's so uncanny because I'm going to have to talk spoilers. I really am. I'm going to have to talk spoilers. At the very end of this, towards the back half, I'm going to do this. And I'm going to say to you guys, stop what you're watching. If you haven't seen the episode, don't watch any further because I'm about to go into spoiler territory because it is merited. There's no way I can efficiently do this review without going and talking spoilers. So if you haven't seen it, definitely go and check it out. But I'm not going to talk spoilers yet. I'm going to circle around to that. So aesthetically, as far as the visuals, as far as the scope, as far as even like the score, it didn't skip a beat, bro. Like, there's those intimate moments where Jesse is just like tortured with different flashbacks from what was happening to him, what had happened to him, and even like the more long drawn out ones that, like, there was a flashback with him and Mike that was really intimate and really special. It felt like it came right from the show straight to this. Like, it didn't miss a beat, man. Cinematography was beautiful. It was immaculate at certain levels because I was kind of like drawn to just Jesse's story. And at the same time, it wasn't like I was like, man, I left at the end of this, I was like, man, I gotta see more, Like, no, like, this was a fine-tuned epilogue of Breaking Bad in every shape or form. Acting by Aaron Paul was spectacular. Now, there's some interesting new characters they put into this, and I'll try to name off the actors. You got Scott Shepherd plays the role of Casey. Scott Shepherd has been in a couple different other shows, actually. And then Scott MacArthur plays the role of Neil. There's some interesting characters. A lot of the different makeups of them remind me of Jesse on certain levels. But there was some really good character moments, specifically between Aaron Paul and Scott MacArthur's Neil character. But just like so many different subtle nuances of Jesse Pinkman that Aaron Paul was able to tap into, like it was nothing. Like, it was like there's a flashback sequence that I was like, this is the old, you know, charismatic Jesse. This is the more long, run-out Jesse. And then the Jesse that's now, the seasoned, that's a vet, that's like withered. Like, his soul is legit withered. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it just bleeds over into the performance of Jesse Pinkman for Aaron Paul. And I honestly, I think it's worthy of an Emmy nomination. Actually, no, it'd be a movie. I don't know how they would be that one, but I think Aaron Paul did an amazing job. And I think that Vince Gilligan did a great job directing this because when you have other characters that kind of come back with Matt Jones Badger and what's Skinny Pete's guy's person? Charles Baker, that played the role of Skinny Pete. And like the first time you see them with Jesse back, it was like it literally just happened. Now, granted, now certain aesthetic things that they couldn't. I mean, it was back in 2013, right? And so your boy Matt Jones picked up a little bit of weight. There's a flashback sequence with the character Todd, that's played by Jesse Plemons. He's definitely picked up a lot more weight in comparison. So, I mean, you can nitpick that, but they on target were exactly what their characters were, bar none. Like, matter of fact, the character Todd, those flashback sequences with him and Jesse and Ken, like, for real, like, I still felt like issue with that in my heart, because I was like, man, this isn't right. Because I mean, it goes back and flashes back to what they really did to this man, how really Walt set him back. And at the same time, like, they did a really good job with that recap in the very beginning of the episode too, because it was kind of like, yo, this is a reminder of like what Walt really put Jesse through, what they've gone through, and what was the real point to all this. You know what I'm saying? And I just thought this was a fine tale movie. Like, I really did enjoy it. And to be honest with you, I haven't seen Better Call Saul. I'd had no interest in seeing it, but now looking at this, I feel like I need to, because I thought that it was going to feel like a completely different show, a completely different movie in this movie. And if this is any example of what Vince Gilligan is able to do and what he's capable of with this world, I need to go back and see Better Call Saul, like, for real. So I'm going to definitely go and do that. So what would I rate this one? I didn't have any faults with this. I had no issues with it. Matter of fact, there was one sequence that was a shootout sequence that I legit was like questioning. I was like, yo, they... And now I'll say this though. This is not action-packed. There's not a whole lot of fighting or action. It's just really good imagery, really good character development, really good evolution of character moments. Amazing acting, great cinematography, great music aesthetic. It's just a fine-tuned movie that complements the show Breaking Bad in every way, shape, or form, in my opinion. So I leave it at 10 out of 10. This is crazy. This is so crazy because I've gone back to back now. I've given a review for The Joker. I left it at a 10 out of 10. The last movie I saw that I'm going to release my reviews for it tomorrow, I can't say what the movie is, I gave that a 10 out of 10. And now I'm leaving this one at 10 out of 10. I mean, I can nitpicking view at 9.5, but there was nothing really wrong with this other than, you know, I wanted a little bit more action. I really wanted a little bit more here or there, and I think that they could have easily, like, turned up the dial as far as drama, but this is an epilogue. This is a closing out of a character as opposed to, you know, the pursuit of something else. Because otherwise, El Camino could have just been a show. Like, for real. And then we gone from there, but that's not what they wanted to do with this. They wanted to really close the gap. So, does that mean they could have taken any of these other characters and done something with them? I'm not going to say. So now we're going to the spoiler territory. So I'm waving. Don't, if you haven't seen El Camino, don't watch any further than this because I'm about to go into some heavy spoilers. So, the scene that we're all going to be talking about for a grip is Bryan Cranston and Aaron Paul's Jesse Pinkman back at the diner sequence, and just that communication, just seeing them back together, walking down the hall, I was like, oh, I've missed this. I've missed this show. I've missed you two guys. Like, it was so amazing to legit watch. Like, for real. Like, I'm you know how, like, you get starstruck when you see, like, a celebrity right there? Like, when I was watching TV, I was like, oh, man, I've missed this. And I feel like I'm going to feel the same as that way when it comes to Christ on Infinite Earth when Tom Welling reprised his role as Superman or Clark Kent. What else? The shootout sequence. When they did the shootout sequence, I legit thought that Neil had shot him. Like, when he was like, yo, we're going to go. I was like, now, granted, he just sat there and had this whole line of coke. Like, I was like, bruh, that's a terrible idea. You can get killed. And sure enough, I was sitting there watching the other guys sitting there going for the gun. I was like, Jesse had to kill all these dudes. But the thing is, Jesse is not a killer, bro. And he's a good dude. But he ain't afraid to kill anybody. Like, Jesse was ready. Like, any other time before, like, Jesse, even that flashback sequence when it was like, he could have gone and got the gun from Todd and, you know, relinquished himself away. He didn't. He submitted. He let it go. But the moment that he killed Todd, you know, at the end of the finale, it was like, that's it. Like, I'm going to have to do what I have to do to survive. Now, I don't want to do what Walt did, but I understand the need of survival by any means necessary. And I'm willing to do what I need to do that. but I'm still gonna keep my integrity. And that's Jesse Pinkman to a T. And I was like, when they did a shootout, I was like, yo, I thought Aaron Paul got shot. For real, I thought Jesse was gonna die. And I was like, oh, he made it. He's still alive. And he just cool and nonchalant about it. He's like, yo, get out of there. Got his money. And this is the other crazy thing. Like, R.I.P. I didn't want to mention it in the non-spoiler side of this, but Robert Forster, who just literally passed away day before yesterday or yesterday now, he came back. Because you remember, he was the one that helped Walt get out, right? And then he gave Jesse the same exact option, but Jesse decided not to do it, and he went back. And it was kind of like Jesse went back to him, found him, he was like, you're the guy. And I think that they never really actually went face to face, but he just knew enough that that was him. And it was kind of like, it was amazing to see Ed all over again as well. Like, it was like, this is insane. And just the fact that that's his final performance, I think he did an amazing job. Like, for real. It was a really beautiful touch. Because he was like, yo, you still owe me for this. And like, okay, this is this. Well, you're short. He was like, Jesse's like, look, I'm not leaving until you help me. He's like, I'm calling the cops. Bet. Jesse was like, nah, forget that. And then the cops, I was like, yo, Jesse about to get caught. Like, I legit thought that Jesse was about to get caught. For real. When Skinny Pete and Badger had Jesse there, and they were having a conversation with him, and like he was like he was just sitting there eating, and like then he just passed out on the ground, and then when he woke up and he said they found a gun, like I was like, yo, you about to shoot your boys. Like, that's legit PTSD to a T. But the thing is, Skinny Pete and your boy Badger have my man's back, even though they've screwed up from time to time before. But Skinny Pete even said like, yo, you're my hero. And like he helped him out, got him in the car, told Badger what he needed to do, and like Skinny Pete legit is willing to take the rap for him. Because they ended up finding out that El Camino was hot. Because what's the dude's name? That's the disposal guy. Like, he's helped out in the past. I forgot the guy's name. Let me look that up real quick. A lot of this is just going back from memory, for real. Yeah, Ojo, it came by. He was like, I remember you, Jesse. This is. Yo, I ain't never seen this old man run in the entire street. It's like, he found out that thing was hot because he was going and checking just to make sure. This man ran off. He's like, yo, your joint's hot. Man, I gotta go. I was like, rolling. But again, man, like, it was like they hadn't missed a step, bro. Like, it was so beautiful to really actually watch. And I think that they did such a great job with everything about this film. And yeah, I got a microphone, I'm saying. Yeah, I don't have any other spoilers other than the fact that like Ed got him to where he needed to go. He got his money to him. He went to Alaska because that was one of the conversations he had with Walt. Like, Walt asked him, where would you go? Or I can't remember if Walt asked him or he asked Walt. And he was talking about Alaska, and he was like, okay, yeah, that's where I'm gonna go. And it was just nice to see that Jesse legit made it out. It wasn't like, you take the same exact shot of him in the Jeep at the very end of this, and at the end of the season finale, where it was kind of this uncertainty. We were just happy that he made it out, but realistically, like, he could have easily gotten locked up, he could have easily gotten killed. Like, there's so many different things, and they went through the whole genesis of all of that in this entire movie. And that's why I thought this is a beautiful and amazing epilogue to such a refinedly great show. Breaking Bad still is one of the best shows I've ever seen. Either way, hopefully you guys enjoyed this review. Apologize for the spoilers for those that didn't want to get spoiled, but I did warn you. And yeah, El Camino. What did you think about it? Make sure you leave a like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit that bell button, and make sure you join our Patreon team if you want full reactions to everything and anything. It's only $1. You can always cancel if you want to. But I'll talk to you guys later. Keep it locked. JVS, we ain't gonna stop more reviews coming your way. Peace, guys.